What's up, fellas?
You can get it if you really
Welcome to Thursday afternoon. The weekend is upon us here in Doha, Qatar. Welcome to Club Schwing. Club Schwing-a-ling-a-ding-dong. Got my freshly cracked. Can't really see that, but it's 2:37. A little late today. 7 minutes into the weekend. But I popped the cold one. Ready to get this double video here today. We've got two of them. We've got the recap video for you. Jimmy's rocking a little too loud, possibly. Hard to tell. God damn, this is a good song, though. This is a really good song. Love Jimmy Cliff. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure if that's too loud for you guys or not. You know what? It's Club Schwing Your Dicks. We don't need to worry about that. So let's get right into this. We've got the best ball recap today. We've got a more basic version of the last week recap. We've got the preview show with the surprising game of the week and a couple surprising predictions from yours truly. So let's jump right into it, guys. Best ball. Let's go right to best ball, okay? So best ball continues to confound or whatever, just to devastate me. Phil continues to be the big winner in best ball at this point with 804 total points on the year. Adam coming in second with 742. That's definitely drink worthy, those two. No, they're good fantasy football players. We don't see it in the Schwing so much right now, but they'll get there. Sean, 731. Big Wendy Lucas at 726. Daryl, right in the middle of the league in both leagues, 717. Bert at 702, the last of the players who have broken into those 700s at this point. Phil's the only one into the 800s. Then we go down to Steve at 692. Mark a Lark Ding Dong, Big Mark at 657. Me at 646. And JD in 10th place, but looking to shoot up the boards any moment now at 604 points. Exactly 200 points behind Phil. God damn. Okay, that's where we're at. Basically, week recap here. Okay, so the week-long recap. The winners, I chose myself over Lucas, and I was right. I chose Bert over Phil, and I was right. I chose Sean over JD, and I was right. I chose Mark over Daryl, and I was right. And I chose Adam. I did not choose Adam over Steve. I chose Steve over Adam, and I was wrong. Adam with the big win over Steve. Turns out maybe that should have been the game of the week, apparently, since it was the upset of the week. What a stinker fest of games, though. But we did have to have one that was the worst out of them all. We did have to have one game that was the largest margin of defeat.
And tell them Large Marge sent ya.
All right. So, tell them Large Marge sent you. And this week, Mr. Burt gets to tell him Large Marge sent him because he won by almost 100 points over Phil. Poor Phil. 219 points for Burt. 121 for Phil. That is a definite Large Marge, and that deserves a second Large Marge. I mean, that's
Be sure and tell them Large Marge sent ya.
oh, the coldest woman. That's a cold bitch right there. All right, let's get back to the little club show. Whoa! Wow. Yeah. Nice. I'm not drunk. I'm just excited. This is literally like 2 steps in. In the sky, waiting for me when I die. Okay, anyways, moving on to the recap of the league so far. All right, we've got the high scorer of the season now is switched to Mr. Burt at 772 points. Then I am now, with my 4-0 record, proving some value behind that record, with second most points in the league after a big week over over Lucas. And I am at 744 points, so I'm now 28 points behind Bert. And Daryl dropped down to third place for most points at good, that didn't shut off my battery's getting a little low apparently. Daryl's at 727 points, so we got Bert at 772, me at 744, Daryl at 727, Mark into fourth place for points at 703 points, and then we've got the lowest point scores, which is JD at 558, Adam next up at 564, and Phil at 599 in third least. So congratulations, Phil. Moving on up. And that's a hilarious number for Adam to be sitting there at 564, because if we look at the league, there is one undefeated team left. That is me this week at 4-0. Mark and Adam sitting at 3-1. Bert, Daryl, and Steve at 2-2. And Sean, Lucas, Phil, and JD at 1-3. One of these things is not like the other, as Adam is sitting at 3-1 with the second fewest points in the league. And that's because he has one of the best defenses in the league. Yeah, he's only given up 556 points this year. So we all need to step it up when we play Adam. Tell him what's up. Mark is the second best defense at 611 points. And then we have the, that's the second best defense. Sorry, Mark, you have the second. I don't know if I said that or not. I can't remember now. I'm a little hyped up right now. Mark has the second best defense at 611 points. The worst defenses in the league, here's a drink to each of you. Lucas, 758 points scored against him. Teams have scored 202 points more against Lucas than they have against Adam. Daryl, with 729 points scored against you at 2-2, man, that's something to raise a glass for. And Phil with 722 points against you. I think I said 729 for Daryl, 722 for Phil. All right. Okay. Yeah, it's good. Okay. The week MVP of this week was Dak motherfucking Prescott on my motherfucking team. 48.78 motherfucking points. And Joe Mixon with 48.35 points for the big ass himself, Mr. Mark, taking down Daryl in the game of the week. And Joe Mixon was a huge part of that with 48.35 points. And I'm going to give myself the dumb sit too, because there were not a lot of dumb sits. I looked at the losing teams here. There was not a lot they could do, guys. Daryl was rated as the best manager of the week because he hit something like over 90% of his possible points, and he was one of the lowest scorers of the week. So the best manager, he rolled out the most he could possibly do, and it just wasn't enough. So that's why there wasn't a good dumb sit of the week. So I went with myself with DJ Chark sitting on my bench off an injury, 30 points. Left him there. I could have been the top scorer on the week, and I could have been closer to that number one overall points in the league at this point. But alas, I did not. So that's the recap. Now on to this week's games. What you've all been waiting for. I probably not. I don't know. You're probably waiting for this to end more than anything. You're like, we got to keep watching this for this guy. It's year 2. It's week 5. He's going to run out of steam eventually, right? Nope. No. It's all that Coke. So much. All right. Let's see. Let's run down these games this week. We got some hopefully better than last week. Hopefully COVID keeps its ugly head at bay. And we can get through these games this week with minimal interruption, minimal buys. First game I'm going to go over is Mr. Low End of the Totem right now, JD, against Steve. This is Cali Style against Paler Broncos. Cali Style at 1-3, Paler Broncos at 2-2. The projection right now favors Steve 168 to 180. But will Derrick Henry play? Are the Titans going to be able to play? There's an update on my phone trying to see what that was. Something about the next debate between Biden and Trump. Who cares? Just get this fucking election over with. Just fucking do it. Whatever's going to happen, just let it happen. I've completely given up my feelings of control and interest. It's just like, I hope, but whatever's gonna fucking happen, let's just get it over with. Like watching a fucking train wreck the entire thing either way, just a disaster for our country. Anyways, so will Derrick Henry play? Will the Titans be able to play? God, fuck you, politics. You invaded my Thursday through an update on my phone and took me out of Club Schwingy Dicks, and I'm back into it, baby, back into it. Miss you guys. I need some friends to watch football with. Okay. The real questions in this game: will Derrick Henry play? Will Josh Kelly be any good at all? Because he didn't look good last week. He didn't look bad. He just didn't look good. He's not Austin Eckler. And can Lamar be Lamar for JD? I think the NFL is going to make this game happen one way or the other. I mean, I can't just say that. I hope they do. I think Henry will play. I think Josh Kelly will be all right. And I think Steve's going to win this game. So that's the projection, my projection. Steve wins this game, moves to 3-2. JD drops to 1-4. With no first-round draft picks coming up for a while. Oh boy. I almost was gonna trade JD, offer some first-round picks for people, but I didn't know who to offer them for. Sorry, brother. I just could not. I couldn't find anything. So JD's gonna be in rebuilding mode this year, and we'll see how that rebuilding mode goes. Next up, IKEA of McCaffrey versus the Portland Ducks. Currently 1-3. Both of you motherfuckers are 1-3. 154 for IKEA McCaffrey. That's Mr. Lucas. To 182 for the Portland Ducks. That is Sean. And the top storyline of this game: Justin Herbert versus the Ducks. That's what's happening in this game. Justin Herbert getting the first start of our fantasy season against the Portland Ducks. It makes me a IKEA McCaffrey fan, which is weird to root against the Ducks, but they're all Ducks in this game, so I don't know what to do here. Really, to me though, this is a McKinnick and Robinson matchup against Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Jonathan Taylor. I played Lucas. He was on his way to scoring more points than he ended up scoring, but he had a nice projection going for a while. Sean finally hit some of his projections last week, exceeded them. This is a Jonnu versus Mark Andrews matchup too. And the reason I'm slowing down is because I'm going to pick an upset here, and there's almost no fucking reason, except they have this spread, 154 to 182, has a couple players going for too many points, in my opinion, on Sean's team. And it has Jerick McKinnon getting 10. And I think he's gonna exceed that. And I think a couple players on Lucas's team are gonna exceed that. And I'm gonna pick a pretty big upset here according to the projections. Maybe because I just felt like it was time. So we gotta shake things up in this season with kind of the stinker games last week. So I'm picking a big upset here. Lucas, you better score some points, brother. And Sean, I hope you have a Sean week, not like last week. You know, the other ones you've had. Those ones. Have one of those Sean weeks. You know what I'm talking about. All right. So, sure, I'll throw out that upset. Nothing against Sean. Yeah, there's plenty against Sean, actually. Fucking Sean. No, I think I'm gonna pick. I think Sean had a high week, and that means all those guys who hit at the same time are gonna be like, okay, well, let's take this week off then. And he'll drop down a bit. So I'm gonna go for the big upset, Lucas over Sean. How many times can I tell you it's an upset? It's the real next question here. All right, up next on our docket here is the Fantasy Eraser. This guy against Just Ducket, Mr. Phil. Right now, I am 4-0. He is 1-3. He had the lowest points in the league last week, but Nick Chubb is out for Sean, which is one reason I'm picking against Sean. And that means Kareem Hunt for Phil is a really nice play. Now, I know they brought in Ernest Johnson. But Kareem Hunt's the man here. He's a fucking great running back. He's always been a great running back. Since the first time he's touched the football field on Monday Night Football, I think it was, and whenever he was a rookie, and just went insane. And everyone's like, wow, this guy is really, really good. So Kareem Hunt kind of scares me here, especially my running back group, including the flex, is Josh Jacobs, who needs to get going, Darrell Henderson, who should get going if Sean McVay realizes that he is just... I picked up Malcolm Brown and I traded for him because he looked good that first week. Since then, he has not looked good compared to Darrell Henderson, who looks way better. And then Devin Singletary, who needs to keep getting that football. That guy is so good. I don't care if he doesn't score the touchdowns. I like getting 17 points a week out of Singletary. It makes me feel happy because he is very, very talented. He needs his catches. He's not a bruiser. He's not going to get you those goal line carries, and I understand that. But I'm happy he's found a greater role with Zach Moss hurt. I hope that Buffalo sees it. So I got Jacobs, Henderson, Singletary, and then Phil's rocking Kamara, Hunt, Damian Harris. That group scares me, and it almost made me go with the upset here. I really almost picked Phil to beat me. But then I looked at how much better my receiving core is, and I couldn't do it. I've got Keenan Allen, who's been going nuts, especially with it's very solid, very consistent. That's Keenan Allen. With Justin Herbert, got Allen Robinson. Nick Foles is not a good quarterback. He just puts together these miracle runs for a while, but he's not a good quarterback. But he can throw the ball really high, and Robinson can jump really high. So I'm liking it so far. Devontae Parker continues to impress, and I've got DJ Chark in my lineup this week, and I'm excited for Mr. Chark Week to return. And Phil, on the other hand, has Michael Gallup, who is the person that scares me the most in this matchup. He is the guy other than Kamara. Michael Gallup that is the hinge player in this game. I expect Kamara to score. Okay? I expect Kareem Hunt to score. Michael Gallup is the one that I cannot have do a Michael Gallup week, which is like Sean, where every 3 or 4 weeks, all of a sudden he scores 400 points. Can't have it. If it happens, I lose. So I'm making that prediction right now. Our game hinges on Michael Gallup. Other than that, Phil's got Julio, who's probably not even going to play. I wasn't impressed by the backups he could bring in. T.Y. Hilton, and James Washington. That's the wrong Pittsburgh Steelers receiver to have right now. And of course, again, that's another one he's the kind of guy who could catch an 80-yard touchdown. But I still think he's the wrong receiver to have right now. So I like my team because of the wide receiver matchups. And so I'm picking me. And if you don't like it, my wife will beat you up. She's angry right now. Actually, she's beautiful, but I'm just saying she's angry because I want her to be angry because I want her to kick your ass right now. You fucking assholes is what she would tell you. And punch you in the throat. She's good at that. All right. Next game. Bert versus... Oh, sorry. Nope. Not Bert. Hanoa Janes versus Tits. This is Bert versus Daryl. Matchup of 2-2 teams. Almost the game of the week. Probably is the true game of the week, but I just couldn't leave the other one out. Just couldn't pick against the other one for game of the week. This is a Josh Allen versus Patrick Mahomes matchup. The reason you draft quarterbacks later, Josh Allen. This is Dalvin Cook and Miles Sanders against Kenyon Drake and David Montgomery. That's favors Bert right there. It's a really good wide receiver matchup. Hopkins, Kupp, and Gage, could be, against Woods, Diggs, and Hill. Yes, 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 give me more. And then, but really, where this game will be won by Bert is in the tight end and flex. Bert flexes his tight end real hard and crushes Daryl's head with his flex tight end. That's Kittle, Gibson, Antonio Gibson. If you haven't been paying attention, if you haven't been reading the headlines, the dude needs to get the football. Kyle Allen throws to the running back because that's as far as he can throw it. So pick up Antonio Gibson from Bert by trading way too much for him because that's what's going to take from this point forward. He's got Kittle, he's got Gibson, and he's rocking Mike Davis, who is the Christian McCaffrey current of today. And so that is a lot of points in the flex and the tight end. Meanwhile, Daryl's rolling out Logan Thomas. All right, good, okay. Burkhead, that's not happening again. And John Brown, and not the famous John Brown, the other John Brown that plays football. Not the revolutionary John Brown. yeah, so Bert's going to win because of that. That's why Bert's going to win. Especially if Kittle gets thrown 19 times and catches 19 balls. If he repeats that kind of performance, Bert's got a pretty good chance there for the rest of the year if that happens. All right. We are on to the game of the week now. Although the one thing I'll say about Kittle, now you got CJ Beathard probably starting, and Nick Mullins loves him some Kittle. Maybe Beathard will too, but CJ Beathard, I think is how his name is actually spelled. I'm pretty sure I'm saying it right now. CJ Beathard is probably starting quarterback for these fellas right here. Not what you want to see. Not who I was hoping would ever start for our franchise again. All right, on to the last little bits here. You've got the game of the week. You've got Oregon Beer Force against Weed and Blow. So beer against Weed and Blow. Actually, this is the Oregon Beer Force, which is Mark, against Smoke and Mirrors. So that's where the Weed and Blow comes in, which is Adam. These are the reason this is the game of the week, and it shouldn't be, but it is. So fuck you. The reason is because they are both 3-1 teams, and this might be the last time this year, and I don't think it happened last year, unless I did a Phil Adam matchup as the game of the week. I don't think I did, but this might be the only time that Adam's in the game of the week. So the projection right now heavily favors Mark, 192 to 158. Adam finally falls to where I know he's lost, but Adam gets another loss probably. Here's the deal though. The Seahawks are playing Minnesota with an improving defense, getting better. The signs are there. It's the players are being replaced, but it's a good coaching staff there, and they are getting better. You can see the improvement happening. So is that going to be enough? I think the game's in Seattle. Not that there's fans there, but home game for Russ I think is going to be big. Chris Carson probably going to play, I imagine. Adam is going to have absolutely gigantic games from Zeke, CeeDee Lamb, and David Johnson. Those three are going to have to ball out like they've never balled out before in order for Adam to win this game. But those three can all ball out. We've seen it with CeeDee now, man. That may be the best receiver on that team. No disrespect to Amari Cooper, who is a fine receiver. But man, CeeDee Lamb looks good. And I have him in another league, so I've been watching. And it's not just because I have him in another league. He is a good receiver. We all knew he was coming out of college, and he's proven it now. Well, fellas, the beer's getting low. My list is getting empty. Those are the projections for the week. So I did pick, by the way, I picked Mark there. I don't think I said that. I did pick Mark to win that game. All right, nice 22-minute double video here. Got it all thrown in there. Jimmy Cliff keeping me company here. Relaxing, chilling out. I put that in the wrong order probably. Chilling out, maxing, relaxing. So I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. And I will hopefully see you all soon. All right. Peace out, Schwing Dynasty. Love you guys.